everyone, I'm Dr. Sonali and I welcome you all to CSC Core Concepts in the series of Data Science with Python. So we have been discussing about the Matplotlib library, namely the line charts and the bar charts. So let us discuss one more, some of the scatter plots, some pie charts, etc. So let us get started with understanding a scatter plot. So what is a scatter plot? It is a very fundamental tool which helps you to visualize the relationship between two numerical variables. So in case of a scatter plot, what we basically do is that we are going to show the data observation by using a cluster, right? So you can, it shows using points. So it is helpful you to, if you want to frame some groups, right? Majorly when we are going to learn about the implementation of the machine learning algorithms, there if we want to perform the clustering or we want to do some type of grouping, there we are going to use more of the scatter plots. So let us see the function and all to discuss about the scatter plots. So first of all, we have to import all the libraries. If I am using an array, so I have to use the NumPy also. So let me describe two arrays. I am defining two arrays and I want to show the relationship between this x and the y using a scatter plot. So I am calling plt.scatter and I'm just simply, this is a very minimum scatter plot which I can create, that is using the two values x and y. This is a very basic scatter plot. So you can see the plots, the dots are showing the relationship between the x and the y values. So basically the syntax goes like that: matplotlib.pyplot. This, since we have already defined and we are using the alias plt, so we directly write down plt.scatter. So the first argument is x and y, that is it will show you, you are giving the sequence of data points to be plotted. S is equals to the marker size if you want to change or otherwise not. Color of the marker. Marker is equals to none, that the shape like a square, a rectangle, whatever. CMap is the coloring of mapping values to various colors. Alpha is the transparency. So we have seen, no, that transparency increases the background and all. Edge colors, that is the marker edge colors, and a label, etc. Legend, or you can say a label. So now let's say, for example, I want to discuss one example where we have to compare the height and the weight of two different groups using different colors for each group. Okay, so I'm doing some research analysis based on some physiology of the people, and I have collected some height and weight of two groups. One group of people, let me say, who are leading a sedentary lifestyle, and one group of people who are using a laborious lifestyle. Let's say I am doing some analysis, right? So I have one set of data, let's say x1 comma y1, and these are the, let's say, the height of the people in centimeters, so 160, 165 and so on, and these are the weights of the people. And second group may be some other group of people where I have, say, let's say again the height and the weight, right? So I want to plot two scatter plots. So plt.scatter, I am saying first I am passing x1 y1, and I want the marker colors to be of blue color and grouping them as labeled group 1. And second one is the scattering by using the second data set, that is x2 y2 with a red color. So this will help me to differentiate, and of course it will be accompanied by the x label, y label, title, legend and dot show. So these functions are very much familiar with you, so I'm not going to repeat them again. So here this is the data. Okay, this is just a program which I just showed you. I have just written it down. So this is what you can see, the comparison. So you may form a group, right? So more the healthier they are, maybe you can use it for some analysis or testing. This is just a plot of the basic representation of the graph what you have collected. Understood? So this is very useful. So you can have a group, you can have a comparison, etc. Now you can again do some changes along here, like you can change the color size and marker sizes, and you want to color each of the plot with a different set, right? Let's say I have again two set of values x comma y. These are the array values, and a is I am giving the size. You want to show each and every point with a different size. Like let's say, for example, the point which will be represented by 3 and 95, you want to make the marker size as 20 and you want to give it a color red. The second point 1255, you are giving you want to make the dot size 50 with a green color. Okay, so what you had done is, this is the data set and this is A is the size of the marker, because you want to give a different size to each of the points, and the color, right? And you can create this plot by giving xy. So S is equals to A, that is the color of the size of the marker you are setting, giving the value A. C is equals to B means the color will be taken from the list B. Okay, alpha you are defining, edge colors and line width. Okay, and of course accompanied by the plot title. So you can see here I have already defined this. So I have this same thing what I just explained to you. So I am saying the color. Okay, so this is the color and this is the size. So let us say it, you can see different sizes. So the first point is 3 and 95. So here it is 3 and 95. This point, you can see the size is very small and a red color. The second point is here 12 comma 55. So it is 12 comma 55 somewhere over here, and you have increased it. You have made it of a green color. Similarly, you can change the colors of each and every plot. Very interesting, right? Now, even you can set the markers shape to a different shape also. If you do not want circle, okay, if you want some triangle markers. So you can say marker is equals to, you can make it, let's say you are giving some other shape. Okay, so that also you can provide over here. Okay, so with that you can see these are the triangle shaped dots, right? So this is customizable. Then you may plot some histograms. Okay, this is about the scatter plots. Let us go through the histograms. So what is an histogram actually? Histogram is the representation of data distribution. So if you remember when we were studying the normal distribution, Poisson distribution and all, in which library? That is NumPy library for the statistics. Remember? So if you don't remember, you can go through that video and you can use those values to plot the histograms now when you know about it, right? So it will change how frequently each value or the range of values occur. So you have continuous numerical data. So you want to show the sensor measurements, the temperature, the readings, okay, some experimental results. So obviously you have the x-axis and the y-axis. So the x-axis represent the intervals. They are also called as the bins at every point. Like let's say I am measuring the temperature after every hour, right? So that is my x value. Y-axis is the frequency of the value within each bin, right? Now parameters accepted by who is doing this? matplotlib.pyplot.hist function. So obviously you have x values, you have bins, you have the density. Density means it is a show the probability instead of frequency. If frequency, if you don't want to show, you can show the probability also. Range, okay, the range, upper limits and lower. Histogram type, like if you want a step field, your default is the bar histogram, the regular one. Okay, or you want the bar stacked, or you want the bar type of whatever type of histogram. Alignment means left aligned, right aligned or mid aligned. And weights, the array of weights for each data point. If you want to assign some weights to each data point. Then you have other options like bottom are relative width, color, label, log, if you are using the logarithmic scale on the y-axis. So let us first see how to draw a simple histogram. So let us generate some 1000 random numbers for a histogram using the NP, that is the NumPy library. Okay. So random number 1000, and we will be plotting the basic histogram by passing the data. So I am calling the hist function and I am passing the data. Bins is 30, intervals. Okay, color is sky blue. I want edge color black. Okay, and simply X label, Y label and the title. So let us have a look at it. So I am plotting, I am calling this function. So X-axis is the data and the bins is 30 segments I want to do. So you can see here 0 to 30 partitions Y-axis. Okay, so what we have done here is that you can see how it is getting plotted, some range of 30,000 random numbers. Understood? So a specific intervals of the array. What you are saying, let's say 30, 30, 30, you have used to generate the random numbers. So with every 30 positivity value, you are putting it, right? So this is what you have done. Now you can even have some other values also, like you can customize histograms also, you can create, like here also I'm creating some generating some 1,000 random numbers, and I am saying beans 25 sky blue, this is same. So I can play with the opaque, that is the transparency. I can give some personalized tables, I can give labels, I can give some grids to my histogram and all, right? So I can even create this type of a customized histogram. So you can see background, you can see some grids and all. Now let us say you want to have some generate random data for stacked histograms, right? This is quite interesting. So stacking of the histogram is, let's see how does it look like. So let us see I am generating two sets of data. The first set of data is the random number, okay, and I am using a normal one distribution. This is the value. Now histogram I am plotting by the data 1, data 2, stacked true. I am keeping stacked true. Color I am giving two colors because one both will be merged, right? So I have to differentiate, and and here is the edge color is black, and rest of all are same. So let us see how does this histogram looks like. You can see they are stacked up on each of the other, right? So some values which are stacked on one of the other. So if you want to keep the stacked value is equals to true. So this is about the simple histograms. Now you can create some beautiful histograms, like let's say hex bin plots. So hex bin plots are used here. Let's see how does they look like. Okay, first of all, let us see what is an hex bin. You will understand. First, let us generate some random numbers using X. Here X is generating the random numbers, and Y you are using the formula 2 into X plus normal distribution, say you are getting the random numbers. Okay, so you are creating a hex bin plot with XY grid size is 30 and blues, right? Let's see. See, so beautiful it looks like. Understood? Hex bin plot looks so beautifully. That is what you are doing, is that you are trying to portray your basically these plots are used actually when you have very large data size, right? So if you have too much data and it is difficult to show using this type of histograms, there it will show it using small hexagonal plots. Okay, hex bin plot. So you can see how beautifully it is showing you all the counts and the measurement, the darkness, the values, okay, depending on the shades, right? So I hope you understood about this type of plots and the histograms, scatter plots. Now we are up to the pie charts, and we will see some more interesting one or two types of contour plots. So stay tuned and keep an eye on the channel, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe and share among those who might get benefited. Thank you.